Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum dan salam kurus as always, and selamat datang to our sessi live pada hari ini. Hari ini adalah 24 hari bulan Mei, and as always we have our Kurus Talk live di Facebook dan YouTube pada malam ini. And malam ini kita ada juga tetamu istimewa yang saya akan memperkenalkan a bit later. But as always, silalah menggunakan ruangan komen untuk bertanya sebarang pertanyaan. Tak kira tentang pemakanan, senaman, kawalan berat badan dan anything goes. Yeah, this is basically always kurus, bukan soal kurus talk. And just to quickly mengucapkan selamat hari raya kepada everyone sekali lagi. I hope that you had an amazing celebration dengan keluarga tersayang. And berat badan tu pasrah je lah. Sudah tentu akan ada a bit of rebound di bulan Syawal disebabkan kita berhenti diet Ramadan sebulan, tiba-tiba tu berhenti pula, and then kita kembali perhaps kepada pola pemakanan yang lebih gembira sudah pastinya, but of course dengan pelbagai cabaran yang tersendiri. So without further ado, would like to mengucapkan selamat hari raya kepada anda semua. And let me know dalam ruangan chat komen, how was your hari raya? And macam mana kekalan berat badan anda? Adakah tertenggelam dalam lautan yang dalam? Or adakah anda berjaya untuk mempertahankan perjuangan diri? For me, I naik berat badan sikit as well, which is totally normal because again the diet changes quite drastically, and banyak pula makanan-makanan yang sangat menggembirakan. So don't worry, happens to everyone as well. As I always say, if you berjaya kurangkan 3-4 kilo in Ramadan, janganlah naik lebih daripada 3-4 kilo di bulan Syawal, so that paling kurang you kosong-kosong selepas 2 bulan tersebut. Waalaikumsalam and selamat hari raya kepada anda semua. Really good job Mak Jia, labuk. On track lagi. Whatever it is, we are always going to be on track. But this track will not be lurus dengan sempurna sepanjang hayat. This track will ada banyak selok-beloknya, which is kegilaan and roller coaster kehidupan. And that is totally normal. So even if your track tu terkiri, ke belakang, terturun dan sebagainya, it is okay. If your life and your track is lurus all the way, macam lebuh raya menghala ke Kuantan, agak membosankan. So the Kara Highway makes it a bit more interesting because there is a lot of things that are changing and agak meriah lah kot. So again, selamat hari raya kepada anda semua, and silalah gunakan peluang pada malam ini untuk bertanya sebarang soalan. Our audience is always gabungan peserta program yang mungkin sedang melalui cabaran kurus 30 hari Syawal yang sedang berlangsung, and also peserta daripada laman Facebook dan laman YouTube juga. And if you don't mind, do share the live session dengan kawan-kawan seperjuangan supaya mereka juga mungkin dapat ilmu yang boleh kita gunakan bersama. We have Akmal di sini, turun 5 kilo di Ramadan buat naik 3 kilo di hari raya. So look at the bigger picture. You still ada untung 2 kilo. So sayangilah that net loss of 2 kilo itu and move forward supaya sehara-harapannya balik ke jalannya agak lurus. But again, it will not be sempurna. But congratulations, selamat hari raya to Akmal. Alright, so now, again, today we have a special guest yang saya akan memperkenalkan sebentar lagi. Let me perhaps share gambar beliau terlebih dahulu. And I will just share my window sekejap. Ya, kita akan bersama dengan saudara Bunyamin sebentar lagi yang merupakan bekas peserta program kita, and this is his picture yang was quote unquote viral in our community and all, and sangat memberi inspirasi kepada ramai orang, and people are always so inspired by Gamba sebelum dan selepas. But I can tell you, Gamba before and after does not always memberikan gambaran yang sebenar, because you always character and then the best case scenario, but there's so much that goes on in between dalam perjuangan kurus itu, and there's so much juga yang akan berlangsung selepas mereka mungkin dah capai berat badan itu. So kadang-kadang it does not always give you the true picture as well. So I will welcome him very shortly untuk perkongsian bersama. But again, if you have kawan-kawan yang mungkin memerlukan inspirasi yang sama untuk memulakan perjuangan diri, make sure that you share this session dengan mereka, and always feel free to jawab or ask sebarang pertanyaan dalam ruangan komen yang disediakan. Alright, so now, let me invite saudara Bunyamin Kasim ke live kita. Ya, sila berikan tepukan gemuruh yang virtual kepada Bunyamin. Bunyamin, Assalamualaikum dan welcome to our live talk pada malam ini. And first and foremost, syabas dan tahniah kerana berjaya berdepan diri sendiri. Because I always say, your biggest challenge is diri sendiri, and kejayaan pun is kejayaan diri sendiri. So thank you so much kerana memberikan inspirasi kepada so many people dalam usaha mereka yang mungkin ingin memulakan langkah yang pertama. And nombor dua, thank you so much kerana so passionate dalam perkongsian kesihatan bersama. And also lastly, thank you so much kerana sudi ke depan untuk berkongsi pada malam ini. And with that, perhaps the first thing, Bunyamin, perhaps you boleh memperkenalkan diri serba sedikit bagi mereka yang tidak mengenali anda. Ya, dipersilakan.
Okay, hi, Assalamualaikum. Salam sejahtera dan salam syawal untuk semua, especially to my master, my seafood, Sir Kevin Zari, all my BSK family dan semua participant. Saya Bunyamin Kasim daripada Penang. I start this wonderful journey bermula dengan BSK 2 pada Januari 2021. So di situlah start saya transformation. Dan Kevin, I selalu cakap kat mana I pergi, semua bila orang give me credit, saya kata it's unfair kalau I take the credit alone. So this is a team spirit, team perjuangan bersama. So kejayaan daripada BSK family. Feel such a grateful dan such an honor today dapat bersama dengan semua berkongsi sedikit pengalaman saya dalam journey ini. Like what you said, bila orang nampak result, orang semua interesting, orang sangkakan ia satu perkara yang mudah, tetapi journey ini bukanlah satu yang sangat selesa, but it is not possible.
Okay, and when you see this Gamba yang sebelum dan selepas, apa yang you rasakan?
Ya, banyak kisah Disebalik itu bila I started at 80 kg dan masa tu saya dalam keadaan yang sangat terdesak because of my health condition yang sangat worse, dan doktor cakap you have to do something.
Bunyamin, what was your health condition? Perhaps you boleh kongsi sikit dengan para audience. Apakah masalah kesihatan yang Bunyamin lalui?
Yeah, sure. So I ada hypertension, kemudian disebabkan berat saya semua, dia punya reading tu tak regular, my heartbeat juga tak regular, kemudian I have a hormone problem, so I'm on hormone treatment. Kemudian ada family history of sakit jantung, high cholesterol. Kemudian saya juga hadapi major depression, major insomnia. So kemudian masa tu berat yang 80. Kemudian yang make it worse itu ialah structure body saya apple shape. Perut saya sangat besar, itu yang buatkan saya kerap terjatuh, dan terpaksa went through macam-macam prosedur untuk saya punya slip disc. Kemudian bila doktor cakap you have to change your lifestyle, dia suspect I ada kencing manis, heart problem. Masa
tu usia berapa tahun?
49,
50
sorry.
So macam sekarang pun bila orang yang tak kenal, yang tengok gambar, especially tengok gambar yang selepas tu, tak nampak macam orang yang berusia 51 tahun lah kan. Nampak macam usia lebih muda daripada itu, but the reality-nya is, and this is important untuk me to ask, walaupun perubahan tu berlaku di usia hujung 40-an dan awal 50-an, sebelum itu di usia 20-an, 30-an, awal 40-an bermasalah berat badan ke tidak?
Masa saya remaja, saya on the kurus side. Tapi bila age saya dah naik start 30 plus dengan berbagai komplikasi kesihatan, dan masa tu berat saya mula naik.
Okay, and then masa dia naik tu tak ada rasa macam I should do something about this, or macam leka dengan I don't know keselesaan kehidupan dan menanti wake up call, ataupun sebelum tu di usia 30-an 40-an pernah cuba ataupun tidak?
Pernah cuba. Saya pernah join fitness center. Kemudian bila mungkin ilmu tu tidak ada ilmu yang cukup, kemudian support group yang cukup, so dia hanya sekejap saja, kemudian balik kepada lifestyle yang lama dengan corak hidup yang lama. So itu yang membuatkan senario tu menjadi lebih teruk.
Yeah. And when you mentioned tadi yang you ada masalah major depression, which is sesuatu yang in our program, bukan soal kurus ke, even jom kurus dulu tu, masalah kesihatan mental selalu sangkut paut dengan pilihan makanan, pilihan gaya hidup. And Bunyamin mentioned that you underwent, because hypertension, okay fine, cholesterol pun fine, diabetes, semua in a way sangkut paut dengan masalah berat badan dan faktor baka, but depression usually dia ada sometimes faktor luaran yang menyumbang atau menjadi pencetus kepada that depression dalaman. So perhaps you boleh kongsi sikit apakah yang menyebabkan Bunyamin berdepan dengan masalah depression, and bagaimana Bunyamin berdepan dengannya?
Okay, so start I punya depression tu bila saya kena major slip disc. So masa tu dekat saya punya neck. Kemudian banyak perubahan dalam hidup. Tak boleh nak kekal aktif, dan masa tu juga saya stres, dan cara nak release stres tu ialah makan. So bila lama kelamaan badan makin membesar, dan masa tu you punya pakaian pun dah tak boleh nak pakai, you kena tukar, and then you bila berhadapan dengan mirror pun you tak sanggup berhadapan dengan diri you sendiri. Kemudian fat shaming, so ramai orang hentam, penghinaan dan sebagainya. So itu yang buatkan
can you give contoh of fat shaming tak? Orang fat shame Bunyamin tu macam mana? This is when you were older kan? This is like di usia 40-an, betul?
Yes,
Hujung 40-an.
correct.
This is recently. Because fat shaming ni biasanya orang akan sering kaitkan dengan remaja, usia yang awal, but kadang-kadang tak dianggap akan terjadi bagi mereka yang di hujung 40-an. Kerana there is a sense of respect dan seterusnya. So perhaps you can elaborate tentang fat shaming that Bunyamin berdepan dengan?
Yes, so I pernah pergi one of the boutique, so that bila I masuk saja, so the owner of the kedai datang, dia cakap, sorry sir, the shop tak ada size yang suit you. Kemudian friends yang saya jumpa dan dia cakap my wife dah deliver, so you bila lagi nak due ni, dah lama dah sangat pregnant ni, bila due. Oh gosh, lepas tu pernah saya pergi ke klinik kesihatan, so ada yang tanya, you nak pergi mana tu? I said that I have a check up in klinik kesihatan. So dia kata, you plan nak gugurkan kandungan you? So macam-macam perkara. And then bila saya
And then
dekat
when they
nak,
how do you react bila dia cakap sebegitu? Because benda macam tu is in a way ramai orang menganggapnya sebagai lawak melawak, small talk. And kadang-kadang orang yang meluahkan perkataan itu, kadang-kadang niat dia is not to menyakitkan hati orang itu, orang yang menerima istilah tersebut sangat tersinggung perasaan walaupun di belakang senyuman kan. So when you berdepan dengan kata-kata itu, how do you react?
okay, masa tu because kita punya dalaman pun, I punya dalaman tak strong enough. You know, I'm facing with my health problem lagi. So jadi semua itu membuatkan saya lagi bertambah lemah. So buat saya lebih
So you channel the kesedihan and you channel the rasa marah tu ke arah makanan yang lagi akan membawa masalah lah in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, and then I selalu macam blame Tuhan, why me, selalu macam tu. You know, selalu nampak on the negative side. So lebihkan makan, kemudian saya start mengurungkan diri, tak nak keluar rumah. So itu yang start I punya depression tu menjadi lebih teruk lagi.
So when you berdepan dengan the depression, because now kadang-kadang sometimes, and this is not just soal Bunyamin ke, even saya sendiri dalam kehidupan, semua orang ada fasa yang up and down, dan kadang-kadang kita hanya boleh melihat keadaan yang seteruknya kita dulu selepas dah melaluinya. So macam kita balik pandang ke belakang, is the hindsight lah. So now you looking back, you nampak, oh, you know, I was in a major depression, but ketika you berdepan dengan keadaan yang gelap itu, keadaan berdepan diri sendiri, did you realize that you sebenarnya dalam kemurungan ataupun in denial?
Mulanya on the denial stage. So sampailah bila keadaan sangat teruk, lepas tu my family members, my friends so datang advise me, refer to me doctor, dan masa tu lah saya start to get the treatment.
Okay, so you got treatment for the depression tu sendiri?
Yes, masa tu lah baru saya terima hakikat yang I'm having depression.
Okay, and what was the nasihat doktor?
Dan masa tu few therapy, kemudian bila keadaan saya agak teruk, saya kena start on medication. Kemudian saya juga ada masalah insomnia yang serius, so start on medication and then therapy dan sebagainya. Sehinggalah segalanya berubah bila saya dengan BSK tu.
Yeah, so just to bagi sikit of background kepada para audience kita, and if you're just joining us, welcome to our Kurus Talk pada malam ini yang kita membawa kisah saudara Bunyamin Kasim yang merupakan bekas peserta program kita di Bukan Soal Kurus, dengan sangat-sangat inspirasi. Ya, Bunyamin berjaya mengurangkan berat daripada 85 sampailah 58, so macam terbalikkan angka tersebut, ya, mengurangkan 27 kilo, which is not mungkin 5-60 kilo, but that's because Cik Bunyamin merupakan individu yang tidak tinggi lampai. Baru berjumpa dengan beliau hari itu di hari raya. Saya ada gambar sebenarnya yang kita jumpa hari tu. Sekejap saya nak buka gambar tu. So saya dengan Bunyamin berjumpa buat kali pertamanya minggu lepas, baru-baru ini di rumah Dr. Shazif Ya, so Bunyamin tu di belah kanan. Tu bukan anak beliau ya, anak orang lain di rumah rumah terbuka itu dengan saya and my wife. So ya, beliau merupakan seorang yang tidak tinggi. So 27 kilo itu merupakan angka yang sangat besar sebenarnya. Peratusannya berbanding dengan beratnya dan ketinggiannya dululah. So again, just a bit of background, ya, beliau berjaya mengurangkan 20 lebih kilo and join our program BSK 2 musim ke Bunyamin, is that correct?
Yes, 2 musim, BSK2 and
Dua
BSK3.
musim, jangka masa antara musim tu lebih kurang masa 6 bulan ke setahun lah, because we only do the program twice a year sahaja. Yeah, so we have some questions here. Yeah, we have our brother Dr. Shazif di sini juga, panjang umurnya. Yeah, this is gambar di rumah Dr. Shazif. And yeah, terima kasih Dr. Shazif for allowing us to berjumpa dengan tidak terancang pun di rumah doktor untuk perbincangan. Then I have a question here for Bunyamin. You can answer this. And this is from YouTube. And daripada Amir Nazri. And looking at his profile picture, looks like he used to be in our Jum Kurus program. Dulunya, before our program was called Bukan Soal Kurus, our program was called Jum Kurus. Which mempunyai, again, in a way it's politically not correct. So we've renamed it during the pandemic to Bukan Soal Kurus. But matlamatnya is of course untuk menjadi program intervensi berat badan. So soalan daripada Amir Bunyamin is, and I'm going to stop the screen sharing sekejap. The question is, sekarang ini hypertension masih on medication or sudah bebas? Sekiranya sudah bebas, berapa lama masa diambil untuk bebas? This is a question for you. Bunyamin, dipersilakan.
Okay, saya masih on medication for hypertension, tapi dia punya dosis tu dah menurun, dan saya punya check up pun masa saya keadaan saya sangat teruk tu ialah sebulan sekali, dan sekarang ni saya punya check up hanya 6 bulan sekali saja. Tapi saya masih on medication, but dosisnya dah menurun, alhamdulillah.
Okay, and what is your what is the reading sekarang? Do you know about your hypertension?
Pardon?
Ada reading tak bacaan dulu dengan sekarang?
Sekarang ni saya dalam around 110, 120 atau below than that. Tak ada sampai 160, 180, 190. Dan saya punya kolesterol pun used to be minimum 9, 10 macam tu. Tapi sekarang ni saya punya reading around 4.5, selalunya below 5. Okay,
and are you happy now, Bunyamin?
Yes, I am much happy, rasa more energetic, and then more motivated. The best thing is I be able to help others, and then we have the small support group, especially those who are having mental illness. So we support each other. So I rasa is sangat grateful.
Yeah, I think the one thing yang sentiasa menyentuh hati saya, it's not the kisah of kurus sebenarnya. It's not really soal nak kurus, because you tak kurus pun dari segi istilah kurus. So even let's say Bunyamin sekarang, kalau orang tengok taklah perfect model ke six pack ke kurus, it's not soal that. It's soal perjuangan ke arah yang lebih sihat. And what sihat means to me, what sihat means to Bunyamin, what sihat means to semua orang is sangat berbeza-beza. But for me, the objectivity nak mengubah pemakanan, mengubah gaya hidup, mungkin mengurangkan berat badan should be ke arah menambah kegembiraan diri. But there's no such thing juga as 100% happy. And mesti ada ups and downs along the way. And that brings us to the next question here daripada Azima Idrus. And again, Pahai, for all the audience who are watching right now, sekiranya anda mempunyai sebarang pertanyaan kepada saudara Bunyamin yang mungkin lalui perjuangan yang sama seperti anda, so you have a question for him, sila menggunakan ruangan komen di YouTube or Facebook untuk mengemukakannya. Alright, so question here from Azima Idrus adalah, your depression is being treated by hormone therapy, and if yes, is it working? And how long are you taking it?
Okay, actually my depression and hormone therapy itu dua-dua perkara yang beza. Saya terpaksa ambil hormone treatment is due to masa muda tu saya banyak mengambil steroid as a painkiller. So salah satu
you took steroids as when you were younger.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I had the asthma from childhood.
Okay.
So I selalu ambil prednisolone. So bertahun-tahun lamanya, kemudian dia punya long term effect itu ialah kesannya selain daripada itu ialah I dah ambil traditional medicine, termasuklah ubat kurus. So itu semua dia menjadi effect pada long term effect tu, my body tak boleh produce sendiri cortisol hormone.
Okay.
So itu yang sebabnya saya perlu ambil hydrocortisone treatment. Dan so far sudah 4 tahun.
Okay, but the treatment for the cortisol or lack of cortisol is due to the steroid intake sebelum ini because you have asthma and all, or is it due to the depression?
Due to my asthma.
Okay,
it's
so
not related to
it's
depression.
not related to the depression. So when you went to the doctor, and this is very, very important. We've done many talks like this inside our Big BSK program, like our heart-to-heart punya session. And ramai yang sering, because ramai orang yang sedang mendengar atau akan mendengar this berdepan dengan anxiety, berdepan dengan stress, chronic or acute. And ramai juga macam tergerak hati untuk mungkin berjumpa with a psychologist ke dan seterusnya. And ramai orang macam takut mengambil ubat penyenang ke apa ke antidepressants because takut ketagih kepada the ubat-ubat yang diberikan. And I can tell you personally as well, I had my own episode of anxiety during the lockdown yang ketiga yang last year, about 1 year ago, yang panjang tu. And I didn't really know I had anxiety because I started to get this GERD, this gastroesophagus reflux disease where my tekak tu asyik macam cannot breathe very well and very sensitive to makanan. And I went to the a specialist, and he said it's more due to stress. And I was stressed because I tak ada ruang senaman anymore because I was, locked down. And the doctor juga wanted to prescribe me on a anti-whatever depressant plan. And I didn't want to because I felt that I would rather wait, seminggu, 2-3 minggu for the lockdown to be over and then baru, try and solve it on my own. I didn't want to immediately jump on a treatment program, which based on our conversations dengan ramai peserta pun sama. Dia tak nak terus macam bergantung kepada ubat bagi benda yang mungkin ada penyelesaian yang lain, especially if the trigger is something that you know. Like in my case, it was due to the lockdown, not because of something yang akan menjadi chronic or lifelong punya masalah. So in your case, long story short, were you prescribed any antidepressants or hormonal therapies or any kind of medication while you were treated for depression?
Yes, like I said that depression dengan hormone therapy is totally different. Tak ada kaitan. So that tapi alhamdulillah through the positive lifestyle, so I punya depression punya medicine, the dosage pun berjaya diturunkan. Kemudian
So sorry. So masa you were under your treatment of depression, ada ubat lah.
yes, correct, ada ubat. I on
What did the
medication.
doctor prescribe? Do you remember?
Is the anti-anxiety, and then
Okay.
I tak boleh nak share the name of the medication.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Tak payah sebut nama.
Okay.
But ada lah,
So,
ada dia beri,
yes,
it's like a treatment
ada,
plan
right.
lah. Are you still taking medication for your anxiety or no longer?
Yes, I'm still taking.
Okay, and your current anxiety disebabkan apa? What is the reason of your lingering or current anxiety?
Usually is the worst part is because I still tak boleh nak control my insomnia. So bila insomnia tu tak dapat nak dikawal, so bila susah nak tidur tu, then the anxiety will start, banyak fikir macam-macam dan sebagainya. So bila long hours tak dapat tidur tu, then start your mind start active, banyak berfikir dan sebagainya. So itu yang menyebabkan susah.
What do you think about?
Selalu sometimes you think of your past, selepas tu you banyak sangat you fikir what you want your next project, selalu fikir apa yang you nak buat lagi, semua tu. So dia buatkan your mind tu sentiasa aktif. Then that's the reason that still on the medication. Dan pada masa yang sama melalui terapi, how to control it, macam mana nak what you can do to release your stress, caranya, for example like exercise, listen to music, and then meditation, semua tu, so that to make sure your condition to improve.
Yeah, it's not easy, kan? And whenever I see Gamba, and again for those yang baru join the session, you know, when I over the years, and I'm just going to share it one more time, sekejap, yeah. Whenever, and I have done this for so many years, program Jum Kurus or bukan soal kurus, and dalam tahun-tahun, hampir 10 tahun, we've had so many kisah kejayaan kurangkan berat badan yang so amazing. And ramai orang cepat just melihat the success. They melihat before and they lihat the after, and they think it's a blue sky and rainbow and everything is perfect, but the perjuangan tak ada penghujung. And even the journey to get from before and after is so up and down, and dengan penuh air mata, and you know, perjuangan diri versus diri, because the biggest, I want to say musuh lah, but the biggest obstacle in your way is diri sendiri, whether it is emotionally or choices, and a lot of thinking that you do is between your mind and diri sendiri, and it's not easy, especially somebody like Bunyamin. Yeah, if you look at him, you don't know his real age is 51 years old, but if you have tabiat yang dah 51 tahun lamanya, you cannot just wake up one day and decide to change abruptly. It always memerlukan time, and even if you berjaya to change it sementara, it's always going to be that pullback factor that tries to pull you back kepada cara hidup yang lama. That's why even in our program, bukan soal kurus ke jum kurus, ramai rebound. And ramai orang rebound, which is always sesuatu yang tidak diharapkan. And that brings me to the next question juga kepada Bunyamin. Selepas Gamba selepas ini, where your weight was 58 kilos, ya, yang paling ringan ketika itu, ada rebound tak?
Okay, yeah. Actually now I am 63.5 kg, 63, 64 like that. So my ideal weight is 61 kg. Yeah, ada rebound. Tapi macam kalau dulu I memang ada pressure bila you dah sampai satu level, you dah berjaya, bila you ada kenaikan di situ, dia ada satu pressure because you nak kekal sentiasa untuk nampak segalanya seperti sempurna. Tapi mula tu memang ada pressure, tapi bila lama kan saya sedar, like you always say that this journey is between you and you versus you. So that bila ada rebound, bila ada kejatuhan, tu is normal dalam life, sebab hidup kita bukan sentiasanya in a straight line. So that, tapi how you bangkit semula. So bila you drop, so you make sure you balik semula. So the process is daripada you kejatuhan you, bila you naik semula, itu yang penting. Dan banyak saya belajar daripada yang lain, yang mana mereka ada kejatuhan dan macam mana mereka bangun semula. So itulah, for me itulah kuncinya untuk kekal konsisten.
Yeah, it's not easy, especially when you are a success story and if your Gamba goes viral like your Gamba before after tu, somehow it comes with pressure. Kan? Because orang akan expect bila jumpa you must look exactly like your Gamba yang selepas, and that itself boleh menimbulkan or mencetuskan sense of anxiety and all, because not just for you, for most people, how they look on social media and how they look in real life is not the same. And it creates false expectation bagi the people who look at you. And number dua, it creates so much pressure dalaman to be and represent the person that you are on social media. So yeah, I hope and I know that you are smart enough to berdepan dengan cabaran tersebut, and I am glad that you know that it's you versus you. Cakap senang, I know, but it's always good to remind diri sendiri, and also that it is not going to be perjuangan yang mudah. Now, I believe that at usia Bunyamin di 50-an, experiences of life, ups and downs kehidupan teaches you that it's not going to be easy. Bagi mereka yang muda di 20-an, kadang the optimism very very strong, but the reality is that the optimism in life is not always reflected dalam dunia yang sebenar. But that one is a different topic all by itself. All right, so let me go to the next question here by NJ Ismail. And she's asking, Bunyamin, how do you keep positive now, and who has been your best support system?
Okay, actually that's a very good question, Kevin. So after I joined the SK, kemudian bila finish the program saja, I find that the graph tu macam start menurun, So that bila ada saja program, selalu join the program. So sampai satu tahap I ask question untuk diri sendiri, sampai bila nak join program. Not to say that it's not good, tapi you akan ada masa you be on your own. Because sometimes from one program to another tu ambil masa. So jadi daripada situ I belajar from support group. For me, the very important is your support group, be strong.
Who is your support group?
BSK family, of course, all the coaches in the BSK family, you yourself.
Tak selepas the program?
Yeah, I still keep in touch with them, So
Okay.
those coaches yang tengok program ni, so they know I sentiasa keep in touch with them, stay humble, sentiasa get them advice, refer to them. For example, like Coach Aizat from BSK2 sampai sekarang sentiasa bagi I moral support. Lepas tu selalunya
Can I ask you a question, Aizat? Can I ask you a question? Kenapa you rasa you need the moral support?
Sebab bila you seorang, ada masanya you boleh kuat, tapi ada masanya you agak dengan berbagai cabaran yang you lalui, sometimes you pun tak berapa sihat, ataupun your plan tu a bit out. Contohnya masa I take the challenge untuk join 1000 km running program, Lepas tu dia actually is a 1 year program, tapi sebab I masuk lambat, I only have 8 months. Tapi masa bulan yang terakhir tu, I still remember I have the 177 kilometer to complete, to finish dalam masa 10 hari je. And then masa tu I refer to Coach Aizat, so dia bagi I semangat dan dia kata dia percaya that I boleh lakukan, dan Alhamdulillah I berjaya completekan 1000 km itu di hujung tahun 2021. So bagi saya support group tu sangat penting untuk bersama dengan kita. Dan lagi satu, kita kena every time we have to look back, what is the objective and what is the purpose bila we join the program. Sentiasa remind diri kita. Lepas tu you have to enjoy the whole process. You have to enjoy the journey, love what you are doing, and sentiasa raikan setiap kejayaan. Saya selalu ingat yang you selalu mention that tak semestinya berat, angka di berat timbangan itu yang segala-galanya. Bila you have the inch loss, bila you rasa more energetic, semua itu adalah kejayaan. So bagi saya, raikan setiap kejayaan, enjoy the ride, enjoy the whole process. InsyaAllah be able to kekal dalam journey ini.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you, in your own, because right now macam Coach Aizat, myself, all the other coaches, we are only quote unquote only being able to support you virtually. I mean, we are not there with you physically hari ke hari, but do you have a physical support system where you are in Penang or Kedah?
In Penang.
You are in Penang, and
yes.
In Penang itself, do you have a physical support group that is sehaluan with you untuk menyokong your usaha?
Ya, ada few bila I pergi gym. So we all dah macam ada satu geng yang support each other. Sometimes we call, remind each other untuk bersama. Tapi bagi diri saya, diri sendirilah, setiap kejayaan yang kita lalui, contohnya all the medals yang I dapat ni semua, ianya memberi satu semangat yang kuat bila saya down.
Can I see again? Show me again your medals.
Okay,
Show me.
sure.
I want to see the medals.
The BSK, BSK2, which will run, BSK3, and then this is the 50 kilometer run, and then
the 1000 tu ada? Yang 1000.
This medal is very special for me. Dia lain very lain. Medal come with a stand dengan nama saya di belakang. 1000 kilometer. Yes. This is 1000 kilometer challenge. Then my own jersey dengan nama I di belakang.
This is the 1000.
1000 kilometer. Lepas tu this is the one dengan nama saya di belakang. So semua ni jadi macam penyuntik semangat untuk diri sendiri, to push me to go far. And then saya selalu set a new challenge untuk diri sendiri. So macam yang terbaru,
why do you think the challenges tu penting?
Dia membawa satu keseronokan. You feel more excited. You setiap hari you looking forward perkara yang you suka buat. Kan dalam fitness kita ada macam-macam. So selalu saya encourage kalau those yang suka dance, you can join Zumba dan sebagainya. Yang suka jog, yang suka run, you join run. Macam run something beautiful is bila you dapat the reward semua ni. Dia memberi you semangat untuk go on.
In our program juga over the years, I always find it macam interesting how peserta bila dicabar dalam program, I don't know, 6 bulan ke 4 minggu ke 6, whenever there's a cabaran, mereka macam pantang dicabar and they will menjayakannya demi maruah agama bangsa ke negara ke all. Once the cabaran tu habis, then they let go and they rebound semula And I always found that macam sayangnya you dah berjuang for 6 weeks dan berjaya mengurangkan berat badan dengan so amazingly, and then you can just lepas tangan and rebound semula. Yeah, that one I always found macam sayang lah. So do you rasa, Bunyamin, tanpa cabaran tu you akan kekalkan juga, or you rasa you will slowly rebound semula as well?
Dia bila you really love what you are doing, you enjoy what you are doing, so bila you let's say dalam 1 week, kalau you tak buat tu, you rasa macam tak kena, you rasa something is not right, so you mesti nak back on track. So macam beginning
And if
tu,
you are not back on track, what happens?
You won't feel good, you rasa something is not nice,
You
know,
feel
you
not
rasa
good,
yang tak
and
kena.
adakah perasaan dulu will come back slowly?
I
Because
afraid that
for me,
that
I always
will
bayangkan,
happen.
so for me, I'm a bit different. I macam the whole life macam ni. So for me, my tabiat is like now. But for many people macam Bunyamin, this is something yang agak baru. So yang menghantui Bunyamin is the peristiwa kisah yang lama. So are you afraid that kalau you tak melakukan cabaran and gaya hidup yang kini, are you afraid, takut tak yang tabiat lama akan slowly kembali and take over your life?
Yes, itu one of them. And then the second thing is you dah rasa selesa dengan what you're doing. So sometimes bila you tak buat workout je, you rasa on the third day tu you rasa macam you rasa lemah, you rasa macam nak demam, that kind of thing. So bila you back on track semula, you rasa happy, you rasa lega. And then mungkin hormone
So wait, sorry,
happiness
to ask you, when you say back on track, what is your definition of back on track? Maksud dia apa?
Workout and then run, jog, buat perkara-perkara
Every day or
exercise.
sekali 3 times a week, 4
Not
kali
necessarily
seminggu
every
ke?
day, about three times a week.
Okay. So munasabah lah, not expectation yang terlalu hebat. Because we've had peserta in our program yang they go from zero to hero. From tak buat apa sampai nak bersenam, you know, every day, and they burn out. And they burn out to a point where they cannot meneruskan. Dia ketagih. They addicted to the rush and the workout and all. But they push it so far sampai they're back on track tu is like full on, cedera, then let go, and then putus asa because tak boleh nak bersenam juga. So your definition of back on track tu is just 3-4 kali senaman seminggu. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes,
okay.
Correct.
And that is sustainable for you, insyaAllah?
Yeah, not too much pressure. Yes, correct.
Yeah. All right, so let me just look at the questions di sini. Then we have a question here from Mas Shuhaida. She's asking, siapa yang ajak join BSK?
Okay, actually masa I having my health problem tu, bila doktor suruh saya berubah, masa tu saya memang lost, tak tahu apa yang nak buat. Kemudian on the 1st January, New Year tu, I found this book dekat bookshop. Aku dah kurus, kau bila lagi. So masa tu lah bila I go through buku ni, mereka ni yang jadi saya punya superhero, yang banyak saya belajar, mereka semua daripada Kevin Zari program. So masa tu lah saya start Google dan kata Alhamdulillah, on the 9th of January ada BSK season 2. So immediately terus tak fikir panjang, sign up. Tu yang I start my BSK program, BSK 2.
Masa mula-mula takut tak?
Mula-mula agak takut, tapi sebab masalah yang buatkan saya tak ada pilihan at that time, you know. Tak macam setengah orang tu, dia orang macam suka-suka kan. So I tak ada pilihan masa tu. Lepas tu jadi I kata okay, I sign up. Then I make a promise to myself that ini adalah kali terakhir saya cuba. Betul-betul masa tu cakap dah try banyak kali tak jalan, so this is kali terakhir I cuba, and I will give my full commitment. I will take the challenge, dan Alhamdulillah it works. Kekal sampai sekarang. dengan
Yeah, I
BSK
must
kan.
say, because I've been doing this for a long time,
Hmm.
and mudah untuk saya ada rasa bila jumpa seseorang yang this person ni tekun dalam usaha beliau untuk mengubah diri, and you were one of those individuals yang sering reach out to me, virtually fine, email ke apa ke, but you sering menghantar message dengan bertanya soalan dan sebagainya because you care. And that is important. You can sign up untuk any program, but if you sendiri don't really care about the hasil, then nobody can do it for you. That's why this kejayaan untuk Bunyamin kurangkan berat badan yang sangat amazing is your success. It's not kejayaan program BSK or kejayaan Kevin Zari ke, but this is kejayaan Bunyamin because kesihatan berat badan is dalam tangan diri kita untuk mengubahnya. Kau nak ke tak nak, as I always say. And you showed me juga from permulaan program that you are very sincere and you really want it. As long as you want it, insyaAllah you'll be okay. And reason why I ask you takut tak join masa hari yang pertama, if you are takut, that means you care. And you worry about, the outcome, and you nak the outcome yang diharapkan. So for me, the feeling of fear, walaupun mungkin bunyinya negatif, takut pula, but sebenarnya dalam gambaran yang sangat positif. So yeah, thank you so much, Bunyamin, for making that journey together with our program. And thank you for being such an amazing success. We have a question here. No question. We have one of our another very, very amazing peserta BSK juga, which is Suhail. Suhail, she says, samalah Bunyamin, challenge tu buat kita lagi motivate dan bersemangat. You know Suhail, Bunyamin? Kenal beliau? Ya, beliau
mungkin.
dia sembunyikan dirinya belakang kucing Apple tu. Suhail is a really amazing. I think I have a picture here somewhere if I can find it real quick. But Suhail merupakan seorang peserta yang juga mengurangkan berat badan yang sangat amazing, and beliau seorang yang sangat tekun dalam senaman, fokus beliau, but pun ada peristiwa yang penuh isi hati, cabaran kehidupan, down, insomnia. Beliau kata dalam I will share a picture sekejap. Ya, she should come on air one day juga nantilah. This is Suhail. Suhail was our star of the week bulan Ramadan hari itu. This is gambaran. Sorry, Suhail, I show the picture of you to the world. But beliau juga berdepan insomnia. Beliau juga berdepan dengan some kind of depression or saat-saat yang negatif. But you must find a way. Suhail ke, Bunyamin, saya, orang ramai. If you berdepan dengan negativity, you must find a way to channel the negativity ke arah positivity. If you channel the negativity ke arah negativity dengan makanan, mungkin benda yang tidak berfaedah, tak perlu sebut apa, but if you channel your negativity ke arah yang lagi membinasakan diri sendiri, you will just lagi compound your problem. So exercise is such an amazing opportunity to channel negativity ke arah yang membina. And when I am stressed, and I get stressed like everybody else juga in life, I will exercise more. Why? Because I'm angry and I geram and I need to channel all of this energy somewhere positively. And I always channel it ke arah senaman. And I'm sure you know the story, Bunyamin, when my mom died when I was very young. I was about 24, 2002, when my mother passed away. I was very depressed. I didn't know how to deal with the loss of my mother. And I told myself in the mirror between me and myself, you versus you, but me versus me. I told myself, Kevin, you have two options. A, you can let this feeling of negativity and depression and all membinasakan diri sendiri. And I was in the US, very easy to get lost and you're all alone. Or I told myself you can do something to help yourself, and I decided to help myself, and I signed up for a marathon. I signed up for a triathlon. So signing up for a triathlon is similarly to you signing up for this 1,000 kilometer challenge,
Right.
so that you have something long term to focus your negativity kepada, because just bercadang to join triathlon does not solve your depression, it does not solve your masalah, but it gives you an opportunity to try and fight, to cuba untuk menangangi masalah yang negatif dengan benda yang positif. Semoga dengan the time that you spend berbulan-bulan, in my case, in your case pun berbulan-bulan juga, demi masa, you hope that you come out on the other side dengan lebih positif and meninggalkan the depression seboleh-bolehnya selama-lamanya. But it will always linger, kan? It will always sort of say hello, hello, hello Bunyamin, I'm still here. So dia ada hari like you juga yang berdepan dengan perhaps insomnia kadang-kadangnya, where your mind starts to think and drift away, and that's when you start to think about masalah yang lalu, and then they kembali sekejap. Do you feel that way? Hari ke hari you ada fikiran yang positif, but you also ada fikiran yang negatif?
Ya, that's dalam kehidupan ya, ada up and downs-nya. Itu normal
Bukan
bagi
kehidupan je,
saya.
Benjamin, hari-hari kan?
Yes, correct.
Every day. And if you are watching this and you have something that you're going through right now, everyone goes through ups and downs. Kadang-kadang hari-hari, every day you ada a negative thought and you ada happy thought, a suara sumbang, suara positive, suara negative. But
Yes, correct.
ultimately you have to overpower this suara sumbang dalaman dengan suara positivity diri hari-hari. And if every day you start to have small wins, kelamaan the suara positivity will tend to
Lesser and lesser.
overcome
Correct.
your suara negative. But if you allow this negative voice to menjadi bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, then the tabiat kehidupan is ke arah itu, it's hard. So then the rebalancing act requires a bit more effort. But yeah. Okay, so now we have one more here, kata semangat daripada Zuratul. Semoga diri ini terus istiqamah, insyaAllah nak fit and terus sihat. Tahniah Encik Bunyamin. Ya, all of us ingin terus istiqamah, but life is not easy. And life is not meant to be easy. If this life is easy, life is boring. And if life is boring pun, you stress juga because alamak boringnya ini. That's why we all like to watch cerita drama and gossip, because it's exciting and it's just so balancing the ups and downs of life. Now, Bunyamin, if people tell you Tanya, how do you feel?
Bersyukur dan lagi satu, ianya memberi saya satu kekuatan untuk teruskan dalam journey ini and share with others.
But do you rasa the word Tanya is bertempat in your case? Do you feel that the Tanya is something that is relevant to your story, or tak juga?
Yeah, relevant to my story. People nampak kita punya progress, and then satu like
appreciation. Do you need that? Do you need people to acknowledge? Do you rasa penting in your journey that you need somebody to tell you?
Yes. Ada masanya ia ada mainkan peranan penting juga, dan tapi bukanlah segala-galanya, sebab kadang-kadang tu kita boleh jadi compliment tu boleh jadi satu tekanan juga, so kita kena balance up.
Yeah. And when you hear the word Tania, does it make you feel, of course, it's a compliment, kan? People congratulate you. Tapi do you rasa macam, congratulations, my journey is done. I am at the success and tak perlu buat apa dah? Or how do you feel about the word?
For me, is Tania tu memberi saya semangat untuk sebab perjalanan saya masih jauh lagi.
Yeah.
Sebab bila join program BSK ni bukan soal kurus. This is a lifetime journey. So masih jauh lagi. So jadi ianya menjadi kuat untuk kuatkan saya, beri saya semangat untuk teruskan this whole lifetime journey ni. More on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we have Roshaida di sini yang mengucapkan doakan kami juga boleh berjaya macam ini. So what is nasihat Bunyamin untuk Roshaida kita?
So bagi saya kita selalu fokus balik on bila kita join, bila kita buat sesuatu, what is kita punya fokus, kita punya objective, stay on focus on that, and then enjoy what you're doing, love what you are doing. Self-love is important. Enjoy the whole process, the whole journey. Itu yang penting untuk you kekal konsisten. Kalau tidak, dia akan jadi separuh jalan. Memang like you say, memang sayang. So make sure you renew, you perbaiki your focus, dan jangan terlalu tengok pada masalah and focus on your masalah. Try to cari apa yang you boleh lakukan sebalik masalah itu.
Do you find social media helpful or not helpful?
Social media ada yang membantu. Banyak juga saya dapat support team daripada social media. For me, buat masa sekarang, yes, banyak membantu.
Okay. Because sometimes social media can be a place where, yes, dia membantu, but pada masa yang sama, dia sering membagi reminder and tekanan of what you don't look like and memberi tekanan kehidupan. But in your case, social media banyak memberi positivity, so that's really good.
Yes, currently.
Okay, so now I want to just tell Puan Roshaida, and this what I'm going to say may sound a bit harsh. As much as doa tu penting, istiqamah tu penting, enjoy the journey as Bunyamin cakap penting, and berkekalan tu penting, happy penting. Paling penting bagi diri saya is the know-how of how to menggerakkan perjuangan diri, because, and this is the intipati of our program yang for me is segala-galanya, is the know-how. If you berdoa sahaja or istiqamah sahaja but no knowledge, it's susah untuk menukar keadaan because there's a lot of effort but there's no quality dalam usaha yang dijalankan. So for me, it's always important, yes, you have your hopes and your doa and you have your usaha, but it must be compounded, disampingi dengan ilmu asas. Tak perlu ilmu yang remeh-temeh. Kejayaan mana-mana bidang is foundation, fundamental, termasuklah pemakanan dan senaman. It's nothing complicated about it. So what we do in the BSK program, kita fokus banyak kepada asas. Why? Supaya kita dapat memperkasakan Bunyamin, memperkasakan Suhail, memperkasakan Puan Roshaida untuk mengambil ownership perjuangan ini, supaya your niat, your istiqamah and your usaha dapat bergerak selari berdasarkan ilmu yang Puan ada. If Bunyamin just join the program dengan membuta, tanpa ilmu yang diterapkan, lepas program hancur. Why? Because program dah habis, panduan dah tak ada, dan sukar untuk mengawal hala tuju kapal masing-masing. That's why I ask Bunyamin, penting tak, ada support system and all. The support tu is great, but once the support tu tak ada, if you have no knowledge, you will tenggelam. And
Yes.
if you have knowledge and you boleh, mengangkat diri sendiri, the support system will lagi membantu mengangkatkan diri atau menggerakkan dengan cepat. But yang penting, you must be able to sustain your kapal bersendirian, because there will be saat where Bunyamin will be alone. It's life. There will be a time where I will be alone, you will be alone, Suhail will be alone. And it's so important that you ada ilmu untuk membantu diri sendiri di samping tiada bantuan. Because bantuan is bonus. Coach Aizat bantu Bunyamin, bonus. Alhamdulillah. Saya bantu Bunyamin, Alhamdulillah, but I don't have to. You don't have to. Kadang esok tutup kedai, buat open a travel agency ke apa. Suddenly the support is gone. So at the end of the day, you must support diri sendiri sebelum orang lain membantu kita. Yeah, so I do hope that for Puan Rashaida that you akan berjaya, but do tanamkan ilmu and always remember kejayaan dalam perjuangan kurus ini is dalam tangan diri sendiri. Nak ke tak nak, if you want it, just go and grab it. But nobody can just give it to you. Tak kira lah janji produk kurus tu macam mana sekalipun, it does not work that way. Kalau ia semudah produk kurus berkenaan, semua orang dah kurus, tak perlu ada perbincangan panjang lebar seperti ini. Alright, so with that, I think Bunyamin, we can wrap things off. It is 9:07 sudah. Cepat masa berlalu. Yeah, we have one more message tanya daripada saudara Muhammad Hisham di sini yang mengucapkan thank you Bunyamin for your sharing. 1,000 kilometers pun wow ya, 1 year ya, bagus ya. Terus semangat nak lari 5 kilometer ya. Your story Bunyamin pasti akan membawa inspirasi yang tak terhingga kepada ramai individu. And yeah, we do hope that you stay close to our family and terus memberi inspirasi kepada ramai yang memerlukannya. Because helping others helps yourself, kan? Because when you help orang lain, it somewhat lagi fulfills your kepuasan diri and lagi macam memaksa diri you to live the talk lah, not just talk the talk. So I would sangat-sangat mengalu-alukan Bunyamin. Yeah, this is real, yeah. I'm going to say now, I sangat mengalu-alukan you to join us for BSK5 as a team leader to memimpin the new peserta tu nanti. Jangan takut, sure takut juga. Because suddenly ada new peranan yang you perhaps perlu mainkan. But it's important that you progress in the journey. And I say the same thing to the others as well. And over the many years, we've had many amazing kisah of peserta yang dulunya obese, mengurangkan berat badan, menjadi team leader kepada grup-grup mereka, termasuk Aizat Razak yang gambar buku tadi pun beliau pernah menjadi ikon program, team leader program, sekarang pun still menjadi inspirasi kepada ramai, ada program pelbagai. It's good because it puts you on a pedestal, limelight sikit to memimpin orang lain, but it helps you to learn pada masa yang sama and very fulfilling. That you get to help orang lain pada masa yang sama juga. Alright, so now Bunyamin, any last words from you? Dipersilakan.
So thank you so much Kevin for having me today. Saya sangat berharap perkongsian saya dapat memberi inspirasi pada yang lain. For example, tapi saya juga masih dalam learning process. So actually program ni juga tak langsung memberi semangat pada saya untuk terus untuk continue this wonderful journey. So like you said, kita perlu ada ilmu, selain daripada motivation, kita perlu juga kena ada disiplin. Because like kalau you have a dream, and between dream and reality is an action. So kalau tak ada disiplin, tak ada action pun no point juga. Kalau kita ada ilmu, ada group support semua. So yang penting action kena ada. Enjoy what you are doing. Self-love is important. Enjoy the whole journey dan raikan setiap kejayaan, insyaAllah. you akan sampai your destination.
All right. Thank you so much, Bunyamin, for joining us tonight. And ribuan terima kasih kerana sudi berkongsi kisah Bunyamin mengurangkan 27 kilo berat badan. Kami semua mendoakan that you will kekal dalam perjuangan ini. I don't doakan that the journey will be short and easy, but I doakan that it will be berkekalan dengan pelbagai, of course, ups and downs yang tak dapat nak dielakkan. And kepada our audience, thank you so much for joining us pada malam ini. Semoga perkongsian ini telah memberi inspirasi kepada anda. Thank you to all the coaches who are watching in as well, who were part of perjuangan Bunyamin in our program as well. And also congrats to all of the audiences yang merupakan peserta sekarang yang masih dalam perjuangan diri. Everyone, as Bunyamin says, is dalam proses belajar. Even myself, always learning. We never stop learning about life, about diri kita, about perjuangan rakan-rakan seperjuangan. And it's so much more to perjuangan kurus daripada makanan semata-mata or senaman semata-mata. Life is not that simple. Life is very complex. And semoga anda gembira dengan pilihan kehidupan anda yang tersendiri. But if you do want to join our program at Bukan Soal Kurus, you can layari bukansoalkurus.com. There is a current program sedang ongoing. Registrations dah tutup, but our next season akan bermula selewat-lewatnya bulan Julai nanti. We might have a cabaran 30 hari in the middle of June nanti, but selewat-lewatnya Bukan Soal Kurus musim kelima akan bermula pada 16 ke 17 Julai as we discussed just recently over the weekend. Yeah, so with that, let's call it a night. Thank you so much kepada semua orang. If you haven't done so yet, do share our little live kurus talk dengan kawan-kawan seperjuangan. Dan sekiranya anda punya sebarang pertanyaan, you are welcome to use the chat as well. And if you want to reach out to Bunyamin, you may do so. You can look him up dekat Facebook. Just type in Bunyamin Kasim, and I am sure Bunyamin will be sharing in the comment section later on his Facebook address so that you can reach out to him personally sekiranya anda punya sebarang pertanyaan or ingin mengucapkan syabas tahniah kepada beliau. Yeah. So again, thank you Bunyamin. Thank you so much everyone. Dengan itu, Assalamualaikum. Have a great night and see you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you semua.